Today I want to talk about why and how we should go about selecting a vendor. But before we do that, let's talk about why even select a vendor. We live in a corporate environment today where the only thing that's constant is change. And given how much we're surrounded by technology, technology is a big part of that change. Technology, people, process. So starting with technology in this series, it's important that we pick the right technology partner. Now, before we even go about talking about technology partners, let's think about why do we need it? Is it a strategic fit? Is it a strategic outcome that we're looking to achieve? Is it a short-term fix? Is it somebody that, are there people available internally that can build it? Do we go to existing vendors, or do we go to market and find a brand new vendor to do that? Now, in any of these options, by the time you have that requirement and by the time you go to market, typically the industry standard today is 2 to 3 years, sometimes quicker, but typically for a medium plus change, it can take 2 to 3 years from idea to get to product in our customer's hand or to meet regulatory obligations. Now, does that work for you? I mean, I know for myself that didn't work for me when I used to work for a bank. And because in a fast-moving world where customers are expecting capability and technology as fast as Apple's releasing iPhones every 6 months, we can't be rolling out 1 or 2 features or 1 or 2 capabilities to our customer base, because that's how we hurt our advocacy and retention. So while this is all important, it's also important to see when selecting a vendor how that aligns to the strategic objectives of the organization that you work at. Where is the organization heading in next 3 to 5 years? How much of an automation or AI? So it's also important to, when selecting a vendor, to look at the strategic objectives and alignment to the organization itself. It's really important to make sure that the vendors we pick have long-term or at least 5 years alignment to the organization. As an ex-CIO working in banking and technology industry, I found that it was really hard to find the right partner, and it took anything between 9 to 12 months to find a suitable technology partner. The reason for that was the markets have shifted in the last 5 to 10 years. And by that I mean, we used to have our big vendors that we all work with and used to work with, but all of a sudden we've got these 20,000 new fintechs in the market and startups that we could partner with. Now, working with startups require a different skill set as an organization and a different muscle than what it did as a procurement objective with large vendors. And what that means is that you need to run effective proof of concepts to validate whether this technology provider is got the right strategic alignment as well as right technical alignment, capability alignment to what you're looking to achieve. When I was trying to do this inside an organization, it took me forever to onboard a particular vendor, then forever to find the right data sets, and also to run those proof of concepts. By the time we could make a decision on the vendor, we were not somewhere between 9 to 12 months out, and which meant that an idea that needed to get to our customers or from a regulatory requirement point of view, but was already 12 months into it even before we made the right decision, and then we start building it. So I've got a couple other series coming through where I'll be talking through how to shortlist a technology partner, how to use synthetic data to accelerate, and how to use a sandbox environment to bring it all together where you can run effective proof of concepts in a couple of weeks rather than spending 9 to 12 months.